Okay, welcome back. So we are almost near the end. We're about at the halfway point, and right now we're going to talk about how. So now we're going to talk about how to make your ball bounce and actually react in a proper way when it hits the player object. So what do I mean by that? Well, let's take a look. When I play the game right now, the ball certainly moves to the right, but when it hits my player, it kind of stops. It doesn't bounce. So we need to add something called a physics material so that the ball can actually bounce when it hits the player. And you can get a more interactive game of Pong, much like what you see right here. So, to make the ball bounce, we're going to add what's called a physics material. So if you were to click on your Pong ball and you scroll down, under Rigid Body 2D, you'll notice that there's something called material here. And what this is you can add a physics material to any object, and that with that material you can actually simulate different effects like how bouncy an object is or if the object has friction or not. And I'm going to show you how you can make that right here. So what we're going to do first, we're going to click on modules. I'm going to make a new folder. I'm going to call this physics materials, and I'm going to go inside that folder. Now inside of this folder I'm going to right click, I'm going to create, and I'm going to go all the way down, not this material, you're going to keep scrolling down until you see physics material 2D. And I'm going to call this ball bouncy, like so. So with this ball bouncy, I'm going to double click on it, and you see that right here it has friction and bounciness. Right now the friction's at 0.4 and the bounciness is at 0. So what we're going to do, I'm going to change this bounciness to be 1. Let's see what happens. And I'm going to click on the Pong ball, and I'm going to click and drag this right into the material for rigid body. Now if clicking and dragging doesn't work, you can always just click on this icon here and just click on the right physics material. So with that, I am going to actually press play, test the game out, and let's see what it looks like. Okay, so it kind of tried to bounce, didn't really do all that much, but you know that might actually be more because I need to adjust this material, this ball a little more so it bounces faster. So I'm going to do that. I'm also going to freeze the rotation, and let's try it. Oh boy, that was too fast. Okay, let's try something else. And in fact, I think I realized one other thing that I forgot to do. Let me try this out, see what it looks like. Okay, no, that's not bad, that's not bad. So now the ball bounces the way it should. Could bounce a bit more, but it's not bad. So in a nutshell, that's how you can make your object bounce. Now, that's really it for this video. One last thing I'm going to mention is if you see the ball keep going up and down, it's going to basically end up in a loop. What I'm going to show you in later videos is how you can actually make the ball reset if it ever hits a loop, so you never have to worry about the game kind of stopping out of nowhere because there's no way for the ball to stop looping. But that's more for a later video. For now, I'll see you in the next video. So as a bonus, I actually wanted to talk about how you can adjust these settings even more. Now this is a very short video, so what I want you to do is I want you to play around with a physics material. I want you to play around with the friction, play around with the bounciness, to see what different effects you can make. I want you to fine tune this until you get your ball looking exactly, bouncing exactly the way you want it to. So as always, see you in the next video.